Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and this is our weekly TV news episode. This is, as it sounds, we talk about the week's news, we talk about shows in development, green lights, pilots, maybe a bit of casting here or there. If there's a couple of trailers, we'll talk about those, premiere dates, all that kind of thing. We also pick our favourite episode of TV of the week at the end of the episode, which this week will be a weird decision, because things aren't that busy TV-wise right now. And then, other than that, we give some updates at the end as to what's coming up review-wise, anything new that's popping up, that kind of thing. But that's just of it. That's what we do. This is a day later than normal. We usually the TV's Saturday, then the movies will be the Sunday, but we switched it this week for scheduling reasons because the TV one tends to be a bit shorter. Although this one might be one of the biggest TV news episodes we've ever had.
Oh, really?
No, I'm just kidding because I know you're tired.
Oh, and you're not.
Oh, fine.
I saw you yawning just before we started this.
That was you. It was a chin reaction. The other people yawning makes you yawn.
Wait, did I yawn first?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I thought I didn't even notice. I just saw you yawn and then yawn.
It's a chin reaction.
It is.
So sometimes yawning is not necessarily a sign that you're sleepy. It's just a sign that your body's just not woken up.
Sorry,
properly.
we're talking about it and now it's got me. Just talking about it's enough to set me off. I'm sorry. Let's move on quickly.
Okay, so we're going to get into the week's news. Start off with some quick stuff. We have a premiere date, along with a bit of news with it, because Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt Season 4 has got a premiere date on Netflix. But it's notable because it's only half of the season. They're splitting Season 4 into two halves. The first one is coming May 30th, and then the second half will premiere sometime late in 2018.
Why? I don't understand why they'd do this.
I don't get it either. I guess they get to have buzz for both halves, but I don't know. Like every other season's been a full season, and like, is there really that much hype for the next one that they feel they have to? Like, if the whole season's not ready to go, if we can't have it all ready for a reasonable time frame.
It always gets talked about when it launches. I always see people talking about it quite a bit. So I'm wondering, do they just want people talking about it twice?
Yeah, I mean, because they did this with was it Voltron? They split the last season of that in half, and I have to wonder, is this then tiptoeing towards maybe not going completely weekly with shows, but the idea that they don't want it to all be one day anymore because they all the conversations at one time, and while it's concentrated, it then dissipates.
Yeah, the thing is they get away with that because they launch so much stuff. So there's always people talking about something every week or two.
Which is why I'm inclined to think if it's not that they want to go that direction or they're testing the waters to see how it works, that it's purely just a production thing and we can't have it ready for when we would want the whole season, so we're just going to put half of it up. Yeah. At which point, then you have to ask the question: why not just wait until it's all ready?
Right. This is what Amazon did with The Tick.
Yes. At least with that though, there's more effects and stuff. So at least
Yeah, we know that wasn't ready. Yeah. And they were like, well, we can give you this much now, and we give you the rest in a few months. But I don't quite get why Kimmy Schmidt's doing it. Strange.
Yeah, it's either delays production wise, but they still want to put some of it out.
Because it does come out around May every year.
Yeah, I think the first season was a bit earlier. Like I think the first season was like March or something like that. But yeah, it's been the last couple have been May.
They're always around that time of year. They're within a couple of months.
Spring, yeah,
yeah,
sometime in spring. So it's either that they want this first half out, even though there's some delays, so they can't have the whole thing, or they're actually intentionally testing the waters. It's one of those two, I think, but I'm not sure which, honestly. But
yeah, me either.
So if you're looking forward to that, you're getting the first half of the season. First 6 episodes are coming May 30th. How many episodes is it usually? Is it usually 13?
I think so. That sounds about right.
Yeah, so you'll get 7 later on in the year. Alright, so we had a couple of trailers this week for various things. The first one is for the Karate Kid TV show, which YouTube Red are doing, called Cobra Kai. You might remember my infamous rant about why we're having why is there a Karate Kid TV show 30 years later?
That was the reboot that that broke the camel's back, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I went on a reboot rant when they announced this. And this trailer's not got a whole lot in it. It's a lot of like vista shots of the local area. It sets up that they're going to set up the new dojo, and then we have the one shot at the end of the two main characters like facing off. Now they're adults, now they're middle aged, and they're like, this isn't over yet. I was like, yeah, okay. It looks kind of cheap to me.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, there's not a whole lot in it to really judge it by, really, but it has like a cheap almost. Yeah, it's a big budget web series rather than a low budget
Rather than
TV
an
show.
actual show. Yeah.
If that makes sense. I mean, maybe I'll be wrong once I see more scenes of it, because most of it is like shots of the water and stuff. Like, I mean, to be fair, there was like, you know, kind of like how Karate Kid had the famous shot of him on the pole at the beach, and it was also kind of silhouette, and he's doing his kicks. There's a shot of two of them training in silhouette at the pier.
All right.
So I mean, it's pretty, but yeah,
it's got an uphill battle, hasn't it?
It does, because I still don't know why it exists. And this did not. This ended with the Cobra Kai Karate Kid continues this year, or whatever it said. And all I could think was, this is meant to be like the tease to build up hype, which works if it's something that everyone wants to come back. But I don't know. I think with this, you have to kind of prove to me why this exists. And
I don't think anyone was asking for this.
Yeah, and I like Karate Kid. This is not a diss on that original movie. I enjoy the Karate Kid.
Just don't need this now.
I actually think the shower costume he has at the Halloween party is a thing of absolute genius.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Have you seen Karate Kid?
I've seen like 3/4 of it.
Right, because his shower costume has like a shower curtain, so when he gets the girl he likes, he actually puts the curtain around there, so they're actually kind of have some privacy in his costume. It's weird. It's genius.
It is, yeah.
I like it. But hey, so we had that. We also had Netflix put out a trailer for the second season of a series of unfortunate events, the Lemony Snicket Show. Now, obviously, I didn't really need a trailer for this because we liked the first season a lot. Obviously, we're going to come back, but I was kind of curious because I remember the marketing being kind of funny for the first season.
Yeah,
so I thought,
they were quite unique, weren't they?
So I thought, I'll have a look. It was like a minute and a half. I thought, I'll have a look. And sure enough, it's very meta because it starts off with Lemony Snicket, played by, remember his name?
Patrick Warburton.
Thank you. Yeah, when I did that, that was your signal to just tell me.
I know. I just wanted to see if it. Sometimes you do that, and then before I get to say anything, it pops into your head.
But yeah, so he starts doing his thing where he's like, "Oh, please don't make the mistake that Netflix have made, and abandon this now," because that's his whole shtick, is that no, this is a story that's too bad for you to actually experience. Don't do it. And then Count Olaf comes in and turns out like, that's so season 1, that marketing. Let's should have a look at season 2, and it's like, it's worse. There's going to be more lions, and there's going to be people dying and
more violence, fires.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a fun little teaser.
It was
a lot of quick clips of things in season 2, but mostly it was like him speaking to the camera, and it was all for just the trailer, which is why their marketing is typically worth watching because it's actually made like that.
Yes, it's designed for trailers, not just here's some clips. And
there are some clips in it, obviously, but like a lot of it's intentionally written for the trailer. So
yes, and the stuff that we do see looks stylistically the same.
Yeah. Well, it looks like it's going to be insane. Lots of interesting locations and characters,
over the top and wacky.
And Olaf's various costumes. Yeah, I'm excited. That's coming end of March, I believe, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, March 30th, I think.
And then we also got a new trailer. More of a TV spot. It was 30 seconds long, along with a poster for the most anticipated film by a ginger named Connor in the year 2018. That is the.
Well, I mean, that would be a real stretch, given it's not a film.
Did I say film? Sorry.
You did.
The most anticipated TV show by a ginger named Connor in 2018, the Mermaid War Spectacular.
I have to be honest. I'm not seeing much war going on.
You're surprised? You're surprised the Freeform shows a lot of people talking about soppy romance stuff with a couple of quick shots of people with tails?
This is not what I was promised.
Fishtails specifically. I realised as I said tails, you might just think it was like a cat's tail or something like that. Not like mermaid style tails.
To be honest, when we're talking about mermaids in general, we've already established that. I don't think you need to specify the type of tail.
True. But I don't know. It's just more specific. But there's a mermaid in it. I can establish that.
Kind of.
What do you mean, kind of?
Well, I mean, she's not always a mermaid.
It's like a werewolf-esque thing.
Yeah, she's a mermaid when she's in water. Like, well, it's not really a mermaid, is it?
That's just like saying in the hit television show Buffy the Vampire Slayer, because the vampires can change their face to normal, and disguise themselves are not really vampires.
No, I don't think it is, and I know you're just using that to get your moment out early.
Me? Never.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like vampires are even if you don't see it, they're still vampires. Mermaids, their whole thing is no, they're in the water. I don't know. Kind of loses the whole point.
What, did you think the mermaid was never going to get out of the water in this?
No, I just wanted to be more inventive with it.
I don't know. I feel like this was always going to be what was going to happen. Is that they'd have legs when they're on land, and then people would be like, "Oh my god, they're a mermaid!" They'd find out. The only thing I got from this trailer was that one of the mermaids might be completely psychotic and is dangerous. That was the only interesting tidbit I got from any of this.
And I was disappointed I didn't see the mermaid kill anyone in the trailer.
She kind of looked like the poor man's version of Anna Taylor-Joy from The Witch. She looked kind of like her. She was trying to do her like serious, scared look. Kind of like I'm dangerous. She was trying to do that look, and I'm like, yeah, but she's all right. I mean, she may be a fine actress. I don't know, but
yeah, I don't want to bash any of the actors involved because I didn't see enough of them specifically to say, oh, they're bad.
Yeah, but they're on a freeform show, so you can make some assumptions here.
Yeah, probably, but fair shake.
Okay, let's move on. This is kind of big news actually. The CW have announced that coming this fall with the new primetime, the new primetime slate coming this fall in September. Well, for them it's October actually. Them, yeah. They are going to have an extra night of programming. They are now going to also program 2 hours of primetime on a Sunday night, meaning that instead of having 10 shows a week, or I should say 10 hours, because if they have half-hour comedies, it'll be slightly more than that. But they'll have 12 hours of programming a week. Which is good, because we were saying last year a lot that they kept announcing pilots, and we're like, oh my god, they're going to cancel things we care about, because we've got like 5 shows we watch on there.
Yeah, we were saying, do they need to add to an extra hour at night?
Yeah, that was the option we thought, is that they might go to 3 hours per night for the 5 nights. This is obviously not as much as that, but it's still a move in that direction where there's now 2 extra hours. So it's like, okay, and I'm all for this. This is great. Like, have 2 extra hours. That means you can have new shows start. You can have cancel less things, and we don't have to necessarily worry about anything disappearing because of whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. This is only a good thing until they start filling it up with shit and still cancelling our shows.
Oh yeah, that's possible, but we've got no reason to suspect that.
No, absolutely not.
At the time of discussion. Yeah, and I'm curious to see what they put on that Sunday night. I'm curious to see what they fill that with.
A lot of their slate, the nights, make sense to me as to what's where, what they pair with what.
I can see them putting Supernatural on Sunday night.
Yeah. See, this is the thing. Sunday nights are typically, at this point, associated with 2 things.
Prestige television.
Prestige television and comedies.
Yeah, I don't recall them announcing any comedy pilots, so...
No, me either. But typically, that's what I think of with Sunday night TV.
I mean, maybe that's where they'll put a couple of the new pilots that maybe are a bit more serious. Hell, I could even see them putting Black Lightning on a Sunday night if they want to.
Yeah, could do. This is the thing. Do they go, all right, we want something new on the Sunday because that's the open slot? Or do they move everything around and put something like one of their bigger hitters on the Sunday?
That's why I said Supernatural. I feel like that's the big established thing that's, it's going strong in 13 seasons for a reason.
No, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, they could go either route, I think.
Yeah. But honestly, just it spreads things out a little bit. Black Lightning is the one thing I could see being pushed. I don't think any of the other DC shows will be pushed to the Sunday night. I feel like they're all weekday shows.
Yeah, that's assuming they treat Sundays differently.
As Prestige, yeah. If they don't, then it's a free-for-all. Anything go anywhere.
It's just whatever they kind of want to pair with what.
Yeah. So I don't know. The only downside that I can think of this is that if one of our shows does get pushed on a Sunday, and then we have like a HBO show on a Sunday with something else, like Sundays might become really packed, but that is like, small concern.
I'll tell you what the only real thing I don't like about it, potentially, again, potentially, is we record Television to the Multiverse on a Sunday. And we do that intentionally because the new shows start on a Monday. So so we're always up a day before the new stuff starts.
That is a very good point. If something airs on the Sunday, we'd have to reconsider when we record that.
Which is difficult. It's
potentially difficult. It would maybe mean other things move around, though. It would maybe mean one of the news shows get pushed to being recorded on a Sunday night
instead. Yeah,
and that goes up early Monday, which isn't ideal, but it would be that'd be how we solve it.
It would have to be the common. Yeah, it just we'd have to get creative.
Yeah, we'd have to do TV multiverse on a Friday probably then, and then push the TV news or the movie news depending on which one works. Yeah. So I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world, but yeah, we'd have to figure it out.
Giving us work to do, bloody CW. They haven't even given us any work yet.
Yeah, with a bit of luck, Sunday night will be Dynasty and something.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Dynasty. Do you know what? I'm on the Dynasty side, but for some reason I catch myself saying Dynasty because I think a lot of people expect Dynasty.
I think it depends on the context. If I'm just saying that word like this, I'll say Dynasty. But sometimes in a sentence, I'll say Dynasty.
Because I've definitely heard it both. So it's one of those things where I always doubt myself because I've heard it both ways by a lot of different people. And I remember the first place this really cropped up for me was the video game Dynasty Warriors, where I never knew if they say Dynasty Warriors or Dynasty Warriors.
Oh, that one's definitely Dynasty.
Alright, okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Alright, so that's cool. That's coming. It was worth mentioning when they launched in 2006, they did have Sunday night programming. It did not last long. In 2008, they made a deal with a company to sort of basically lease the time out. And then that failed within a year. And then from 2009, they've just given it back to the affiliates for the Sunday nights. So it's been 9 years when they're bringing it back. But
a lot of programming now, though.
They have a lot of program, and what a lot of the articles were saying is that they're a lot more strong. They have their footing firmly under them now. Whereas at the time back then, they were trying to grow. They were just starting. Whereas now,
all these new things.
They have such a strong slate. Because I mean, they renewed almost everything last year, if I recall.
There was only a couple of things they cancelled. Yeah.
Yeah, they've got a really strong slate in terms of for what they expect of their audience. Obviously, it's not comparing against what the numbers CBS gets or anything like that, but for them, it's a very consistent spread.
Yeah, it's clearly profitable, is the point.
Yeah. So,
yeah. I mean, I think last year, the only things that got cancelled were new seasons, like new shows. I don't think they cancelled anything established.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think they announced a couple of things were ending like that the following year, as in like ending. So, yeah. But regardless, they've been renewing a lot and announcing a lot of new things. And we know they've got the Roswell coming, they've got the Charmed coming, both shows which we'll definitely be checking out. CW just keeps giving us the light-hearted genre stuff that we.
It's so weird that CW is by far the place we watch the most content from in terms of like networks.
But then again, I mean, it evolved from the WB Watch, which was the Buffy the Vampire Slayer channel. So you know what? It's not actually that weird to think about. They kind of became one that appeals to us.
No, and say what you want about Smallville, but in what it's supposed to be, again.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Like it's the same thing where, that was what led to a lot of these superhero shows for them.
It fits into that mold. It does.
Yeah.
Quality, of course, is not the factor to compare them.
But it was the prototype for the Arrowverse.
Yeah. So it's worth mentioning that both. CBS and Warner Bros had to sign off on this because they co-own CW, as did I think the affiliates had to. Like everyone had to sign off on it. It was like this is a big decision from everyone involved. So hey, now here's something we don't normally talk about, and that is like when someone makes a deal with a company to like be exclusive for a while. Like, we don't usually talk about that. This one's so big though it feels worth mentioning. Ryan Murphy, who's been long-standing with Fox and the FX networks, done all the true American Horror Story, American Crime Story, obviously Scream Queens, Glee, all Fox, everything Fox, right? Either FX or Fox, all of it. He has signed a Netflix deal.
Yeah.
That will come into effect on July 1st when his Fox contract expires, and it is valued between $250 and $300 million for 5 years of work, which you can do the math on that. That's a
expensive.
That's a lot. That is $50 to $60 million a year. The dude's doing okay for himself. So basically, he'll be developing new series and films exclusively for Netflix. Is it too early for me to put in my bid to get a Scream Queens revival?
Probably.
Come on, Murphy.
Here's the thing. Scream Queens is probably the only thing of his I like.
That's fair.
But I wonder on Netflix,
where he has free reign a bit more.
Yeah, will things maybe be more interesting, or will it just still end up, or will it be a case of, without someone to, edit and rein him in, potentially he's just as bad?
Possibly, or is it the network structure that forces him into like the things that we're not that interested in? I don't know. Netflix clearly see him as valuable though.
Well, I mean, the thing is, as much as we dislike a lot of his shows, it's undeniable that they rake in the cash.
Oh, sure, yeah, they're very successful. That's why he's worth so much. I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm excited for this. I'm curious to see what he develops. I'm curious to see what he brings to the table.
So what? Okay, so July 1st is when it goes into effect. Mm-hmm. How long into July till we have a show announced?
July 1st.
You calling it now?
Well, because as much as he's still under contract with Fox, I think that stops him from announcing anything. I don't think there's anything to actually stop him from getting things ready.
Going. No, I don't think there is either.
I don't think so. I
mean, worst case scenario, he goes, "I've got ideas," and then they bring him in. Right, July 1st. Give us what you got.
We'll announce it right now. Just put it down on paper.
Yeah, 1 week into July by the latest.
All right, okay. If he tries doing like a horror series, I don't like American Horror Story. Both the first episode of the first season and the first episode of the fifth season, I think I tried, because it was an anthology, so I tried a couple of first episodes. I did not like it, but if you want, obviously I like Scream Queens. But if he wants to try a horror comedy or something, I'll try it. But let's be honest, we try a lot of Netflix content. Netflix? Sorry.
Can you just imagine Scream Queens on Netflix though?
Oh God. Oh, it'd be R-rated as well. It'd be full on.
Full everything. Chanel.
Full Chanel. You never go full Chanel. Oh man. But hey, so it's a big deal. I've seen a lot of articles over the week analysing it and being like, oh, what does this mean for the industry? This is a big shake-up. But someone who's big in the networks is coming here and yada yada yada. So there's been a lot of analysis from the industry over the past week over this deal. So I definitely thought it was worth mentioning. Next up, so we got a batch of casting news. It is worth mentioning I ignored 90% of the casting news that I saw whilst I was looking through the news. The reason being is because a lot of it didn't really mean much to us. I don't think we necessarily know the names. It was all the pilots that have been greenlit. Like almost all of them this week had, such and such has been cast in this, such and such has been cast in that, all week. So
these are allegedly the interesting ones.
These are the interesting ones because for one reason or another, but I ignored most of them. That does not mean I don't care about all of them. Some of the shows I do care about, but we'd already talked about all the premises for the pilots. I don't think there would have been anything to add. And it would have probably tripled the size of the show. So if I put them all in. So with that said, we do have some casting news here. We have another cast member for Titans, the Teen Titans show coming from the DC service. Yes, we have Bruno Bashir, who is going to play Dr. Niles Calder, aka the Chief, who's from the Doom Patrol. Okay. Which I can't offer too much insight on that because the Doom Patrol's not my area of expertise when it comes to DC. But yeah, he's a pioneer in medical science, searching the world over those on the edge of death in need of a miracle. Brilliant but controversial, Dr. Calder will stop at nothing to help those he believes are in need, including his collection of strange heroes known as the Doom Patrol. So that's cool. Nice to see that shaping up. So yeah, so that's recurring. So it's not regular, but he should be popping up a fair bit. We had a lot of casting for Sabrina, Chilling Tales or Teenage Witch, depending on what title you want to call it right now. I see some sites not knowing what it's called yet, and I see other sites that are convinced it's called Chilling Tales of Sabrina.
I've only ever seen it referred to as Chilling Tales.
Yeah, this article doesn't.
Interesting.
That just says Netflix's upcoming Sabrina Teenage Witch series. It acts as if there's not an official title yet. So
interesting.
So it's going back and forth. So we'll see. But they've cast a few key roles here. Here's one that you'll recognise the actor. Well, you recognise the character, I assume, as well, since you watched the original show. I assume.
I did. Yes.
Her aunt, Hilda Spellman.
Okay.
Not Zelda. Hilda. She's going to be played by Lucy Davis.
All right.
From the UK version of The Office. She was in Wonder Woman, of course. Which is honestly surprising. Like, I was like, wait, that Lucy Davis? What? But But yeah, she's going to be in Sabrina. Obviously, that's one of two aunts who's also a witch. More nurturing than Zelda, Hilda's motherly nature and warm sense of humour belie a wicked, ghoulish streak. She is an adept at brewing spike jars against her family's enemies, and she is concocting love potions for the students at Baxter High. So
that's interesting. And just as the casting is not what we were expecting, I don't think.
Well, she was the UK version of Pam, which means she was the very sweet girl next door.
She's a very a motherly sort of person.
Yeah, certainly as she's gotten older, yeah, she's kind of shifted into that. Yeah. Like, and the Wonder Woman, she's a bit older, of course, and she's definitely got that vibe going for her. So that'll be interesting to see her with a bit more of a mean streak. Now, that was one story. The other story, and again, you'll recognise one of these names, Michelle Gomez has been cast in a role.
Yeah, this is the one I saw.
Yeah, she was in Doctor Who, of course. She was Missy, aka the female version of the Master, in later seasons. Gomez will play Mary Wardle, Sabrina's favourite teacher and mentor at Baxter High. When she is possessed by the devil's handmaiden, Madame Satan, Miss Wardle turns into a sultry, cunning manipulator, always trying to lure Sabrina down the path of night. So basically, she starts off against type and then becomes Missy after she's possessed. That's what I'm reading that as. Because I'm like, oh, she's her favourite teacher. I'm like, I don't see that at all. Oh, but then she gets possessed and she's a sultry, cunning, manipulative bitch. Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, that's what I see.
Yeah, no, I'm down. I like Michelle Gomez a lot.
Yeah, she's fine. And then we also have Chance Perdomo. This is his first US role. He is going to play Ambrose Spellman. Ambrose is Sabrina's warlock cousin from England, placed under house arrest by the Witches' Council. Do you know what? They've not mentioned Witches' Council in any of these descriptions yet, but I read that and just got like oh yeah, I remember that from the original show. I remember the Witches' Council being a thing. Ambrose is forbidden from leaving the funeral home where he lives with the Spellman women. Witty, puckish and pansexual, he is one of Sabrina's partners in crime, always up for mischief. Okay. So I do believe there was no character like this in the original show. So he's new. I don't know if he's in the comics. I've only read the first issue of the Chilling Tales. But
I've not read any.
But yeah, the cast is rounding out. So we got one aunt.
Yeah.
We got an evil teacher. And we got a sort of partner in crime cousin.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, I don't know.
Very British cast so far.
I wonder if Gomez will be what accent she'll be using, because it mentions obviously the other dude's going to be from England, but I wonder.
Yeah, because I mean that's two English and a Brit and a Scot right there, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Sabrina's American. I can confirm that much.
Yeah.
Well, I think she. Oh, the movie I saw her in, and she's in Mad Men as well. She had American accents in both of those, so I assume she is.
Assume as much, yeah.
Yeah. Before someone corrects me, like, no, she's actually from New Zealand. Right. Next up, we got some more casting for True Detective Season 3. Ray Fisher, Cyborg, as you might know him from Justice League, is being cast. He's going to play the son of Mahershala's Ali character. So Mahershala. One day I'll remember how to say his goddamn first name.
Yeah,
but he's going to play his son, Wayne. And they also added some other cast members as well. Reese Wakefield, Michael Greyes, and John Tenney. I don't know who any of those people are, but they're all joining the show. So
I keep forgetting this season is existing.
I know.
I forget it's a thing.
It's been so long.
Here's another name that you recognise.
It's so funny. Like season 2 came out a year after season 1 did. They rushed it through. They got it out, and it was like proof. This is why you don't try and make the same time next year, because it clearly does not work.
Yeah, which is why I do have some modicum of hope for this season, because they've taken their time with this, like a long time. So you have to assume this has been treated a bit more carefully.
I mean, by the time we get this, it'll probably be 2019, which means it'll have been 4 years since season 2.
Yeah, and like 2 years since the announcement of this season. Yeah,
you know. Next up, a small bit of casting for The Handmaid's Tale season 2. Bradley Whitford's been added to the cast, who I like a lot. He was in Cabin in the Woods.
Oh right, okay.
He was one of the two tech guys. Yeah.
Right.
He was in Get Out as well. He was the dad in Get Out.
Okay.
Yeah. I like him a lot. He's got a very good comic time. Wentworth will play Commander Joseph Lawrence, the architect of Gilead's economy. The character is described as a gruff and intimidating, with a dishevelled mad genius vibe. His sly humour and flashes of kindness make him a confusing, mysterious presence for his newest handmaid.
Okay.
So I like him enough that I'm mentioning that casting news.
Yeah. No, I don't recognise the name off the top of my head, but I know who he is.
Yeah. I'm going to hating him now.
Because
he's so likable that I'm going to hating him in this, because he's going to be this awful guy. Right?
Yeah.
So that'll be a frustrating thing. And then last up in the casting, in fact, Guy Pearce has been added to Netflix's original UK series called The Innocents. I remember talking about this when it was first announced, although I don't think we had the title at the time. It was just kind of like, UK supernatural romance series. That's all it was. Now it's called The Innocents. Guy Pearce has been added to the cast alongside Saoirse Groundsel and Purcell Ascot. And it's going to be 8 episodes. It's described as a teenage love story with supernatural twists. The Innocents revolves around teenagers Harry and June. Obviously not Guy Pearce playing either of those. He's a wee bit older than that now.
Oh, I'd love to see him try and pull that off.
I just think it'd be really funny if he just pretended he was a teenager.
No one addressed it, but just he's 15.
Yeah, really cheesy, like Harry Potter-esque glasses and like a cap on and just a backpack. He came to school. Hey guys.
Oh, I want to see that now.
Do you know what? I actually think that'd be a good satire movie. To do like a high school teen movie. But do you know how they always cast 20-somethings? Like, cast nothing but 40-year-olds for all the teenage roles.
What you want to do is, if you watched our movie news this week, there was a trailer with middle-aged people all playing old men.
That's right, yeah.
We want the reverse. We want the middle-aged, but they're young, and no one address it. Like, they don't.
Yeah, no one talk about it. But yeah, have like Guy Pearce, and
what you do is you have your main group. They're the actual middle-aged people,
right?
And then everyone else in the school is actually a teenager.
I don't know, that make it quite creepy if they start like eyeing up all the other kids. It is like, this is weird. It's like 40-year-old people eyeing up actual teenagers.
Yeah, that's true. Didn't consider that.
So they all have to be middle-aged. But then the teachers are teenagers.
Oh, God.
The teachers are 15-year-olds pretending to be middle-aged. You swap the ages.
I don't know if this is amazing or atrocious. Why has no one made this yet?
And the headmaster's Tommy Wiseau.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know why that even need to be said.
So, when the pair run away from their repressive family lives to be together, they are thrown into an extraordinary journey of self-discovery that derails their innocent dream. Secrets kept from them by their respective parents test their love to breaking point, and the extraordinary gift they possess unleashes powerful forces intent on dividing them forever. Pierce will play Halvorson, and it says that as if it explained who Halvorson was in the plot, and it didn't.
Oh, okay. Is that the end of it?
That's the end of it.
Oh, right, okay.
It was like a lot. It was almost as if it mentioned Halvorson in the description, like, oh, Halvorson's this guy who's tracking them, or he's a dad, or whatever. It just says Pierce will play Halvorson. Thank you. But
it's great reporting.
It never actually got to what the supernatural element was, other than, of course, the secret, I assume, is the supernatural part. But
yeah,
hard to tell at this point. But
made it sound like maybe they've got powers or something.
Yeah, it's got Guy Pearce though, so
yeah, something going for it.
Alright, before we get to the new shows, we have like a sort of update on one of the pilots. This was untitled. This is from Blackish creator Kenya Barris and Julie Bean from Grownish, which was a spin-off of Blackish. So this is a pilot that was going to star Alec Baldwin, who was producing it. And then he decided he wasn't going to star in it, because for whatever reason he just he looked at the script when it finally came through and went, you know what, nah, I'll keep producing, but I'm not starring in this.
This ain't for me.
It had a series order. When he made that choice, it got reduced to a pilot order.
Oof.
And now it's been delayed to off-cycle, meaning it's not going to be developed for this fall, because apparently they reached out to some other big actors at the same caliber as Alec Baldwin. It didn't pan out, and now they're looking for more actors of that caliber. They want time to find like a star who's, known.
What this says to me is they don't actually have faith in the script and the premise. They just want a name because the name will sell.
Kinda, yeah. So, So I thought I'd give an update on that. There was not even a whole lot of description here in terms of the plot. I'm sure we talked about it when it.
Yeah, I'm sure we did.
I just said it was a vehicle for Baldwin, and then he was like, "Nah, you know what? This isn't actually that great." So I'm jumping.
Yeah, this will tarnish my perfect reputation. I just imagine that's how he thinks.
Okay, sure. I was like, does he have a perfect? I mean, not that I have anything against him. I'm just trying to think. Like, does he actually have a perfect reputation? I'm sure he's been. Not. I'm sure he's been in some shit at some point.
Oh, he must have been. I'm just saying he probably thinks he has a great reputation.
Now, NBC have given a late pilot order to Bright Futures. Interestingly, also from Blackish creator Kenya Barris and spin-off Grownish writers Hale Rothison, Danny Segal, and Isaac Seamus. Or Scamus. That's an interesting way for it. Because it's not... It's S-C-H... Amos.
Seamus, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? I think of Seamus, I think of the Irish spelling of...
S-E-A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, it's just, you know... weird name. But anyway, Bright Futures centres on a group of friends all stumbling through the transition from the clueless, immature 20-somethings they are now to the successful professionals they are destined to be. So just shaming people our age then. That's what the plan is with that.
Pretty much.
Not a lot to do. It's a simple comedy about a group of friends all try to grow up, basically.
Yeah. It is very late to get a pilot order, though, for this season, presumably.
It is? Maybe it's because the other one got delayed. They thought... Because it's the same creator.
Yeah, we can squeeze another one in.
Was that NBC as well? Let me check. No, it wasn't actually. That was ABC. So this is actually
unrelated. So that's complete bollocks.
That's complete bollocks. Hey, assuming they were the same network, that was a fair guess.
It was.
Okay.
But you were wrong.
HBO is developing a drama called Stuxnet. That's Stuxnet. Stuxnet. Although they do mention it's a working title, so they might change it. But
they probably will.
They probably will. Limited drama series is the idea. Stephen Schiff from The Americans is writing it. And we have Alex Gibney. It's actually based on his own documentary, and he's going to then direct this limited series based on that, which is obviously a drama about it. So Stuxnet is based on his cyber warfare documentary 0 Days, which came out in 2016 from Showtime Documentary Films. And it is the first time that the complete story of the phenomenon was captured on film. The dramatic thriller will focus on a spread of a self-replicating computer virus developed by the West to disable and destroy nuclear facilities in the Middle East. The drama will tell the tale of hackers, spies, nuclear secrets, and how one clandestine mission opens the Pandora's box of cyber warfare forever. A new era of global conflict without rules.
Oh, this is going to be the driest thing ever.
Do you know what the funny thing is? I read Stuxnet, I see cyber warfare, and I'm thinking like cyberpunk, I'm thinking like, you know, virtual reality, supercomputer future worlds, and then I read and it's based on a real thing, and it's just viruses. Okay.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, like, I want the cheesy 90s version of this where everything's silly.
Yes.
Instead, it's going to be
where they hack
dry.
by just mashing keyboards.
When it's made by the guy who directed the documentary about the subject, I don't get excited about the entertainment value.
No, me either.
It's not a subject I inherently find interesting. But hey, next up we have a book that's been optioned for development in television. It's called White Houses. It is a very new book. It came out on February 13th, 2018. Yep, that was this week. So, you know, although sometimes we hear about these shows being picked up before the book even comes out. Yeah. So, you know, but hey. So yeah, Amy Bloom wrote the book. She's also going to write this. It's going to be a limited series, multi-hour mini-series is the exact phrasing they're using for it. So White Houses, which was published this week, incorporates fictional and non-fictional elements to tell the story of the love affair between Eleanor Roosevelt and her longtime friend and companion, Lorena Hickok.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a lot to add.
No, I don't know how it'll end up.
It also sounds like it could potentially be very dry.
It does.
Next up, TNT have actually ordered a series. I've spoken about this before, though, when it was ordered to pilot. That is Deadlier Than the Male, I don't know if you remember that title. Although it's still listed as working title, funnily enough.
I don't recall that, no. But I might remember the premise.
Lily Rabe, Emmy Brenneman, who was Laurie from Leftovers, if I recall her name correctly, and Hamish Linklater are in the cast. Deadlier Than the Male is described as an intense, morally complex thriller. It revolves around a trio of characters, each with a mysterious and troubling past. Emma is a young woman who once looked into the eyes of a dangerous killer. John is a former serial predator, desperate to find his redemption, and Mary is a grieving mother obsessed with finding her missing daughter. As each of them is pushed to the edge, the truth about their past and motives grows ever murkier, blurring the lines between victim and perpetrator.
Yeah, okay.
I think there's potential there, especially if it really gets murky with like, oh, who's the guilty one? Like if it starts.
It really depends how they play it, but I can see potential.
Yeah, there's stuff there. There's stuff there. And that takes us on to the last news story of the week.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I know, it was a quick news. I know, I really was joking when I said it was a long one.
I realised you were joking at the time, but I thought it would be longer than this. I mean, this is shorter than average by far.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, this is quite. I guess it's because we're just past pilot season, so everything's just kind of.
Yeah, ramping down for a month.
Again, unless I wanted to do all the castings we'd have nothing to say about for about an hour. This is what you get. So the last thing up is Red Arrow Studios International and Don Carmody Television are partnering on Bloodhorn, an action drama series set in South Africa. The series will follow a former US Marine as she returns to her childhood home in South Africa to avenge the kidnapping and murder of her beloved uncle and the two lions she grew up alongside. That's not an analogy, by the way. Two lines she grew up with. Working with a tough park ranger, she finds herself dragged into a world of illegal poaching and organised crime.
It's different. I'll give it that. For as much as at first it sounded like it was going to be really generic.
Yeah. It's a unique setting. Yeah, I'll definitely say that. And if there's actually like her like working with lions, I'm all in. I
want to see her set lions on someone.
I want to see her ride a lion into battle.
Yes. That's it. Shoot the poachers while on the back of a lion.
Yeah. Honestly, I have no idea how. I mean, again, this is purely on the execution, I think, and what the drama actually is in it.
Yeah, action drama, I think, is interesting. You know, because a lot of these don't bill themselves outright as that. They'll just call it, a drama. Yeah,
they're saying it's an action show. So I mean, yeah, that could mean. Obviously, there's no network yet. This is just the
but
studios collaborating. So. But there's no reason why it couldn't end up being something. Just when I thought we were getting out here quickly with a nice, quick, brisk episode, Connor's like, no, I forgot something. There was an extra thing to add. So here we are, inserting a bit. Connor, this better be good.
It's a small thing, but it's something I was genuinely excited by and very happy to hear. And I think you will be happy as well. You might have seen it, I don't know. Glenn Howerton confirmed that he will be returning to Always Sunny next season.
Oh, okay.
Which there was a big, for about a year, there's been speculation of whether or not he was going to. He was playing it either way, and it was very cagey. But now he's outright said, no, he's coming back to it.
I did not see this, but yeah.
I was very happy by this because, want the gang to stay together.
No, that's cool. It'd been weird without him.
It would have been, yeah.
Yeah. So, but no. Hell, it's weird watching season 1 without Danny DeVito.
Yeah. It's strange, isn't it?
Because he just isn't there. It's like, well, I know why he's not there because he wasn't here yet. But
it was only like 6 episodes or something like that, but it's still strange.
Yeah. That's cool. So that's actually the end of the news. And that takes us on to picking our favourite episode of TV of the week, which is kind of a weird week because we really have the Star Trek Discovery finale. We have an episode of Counterpart. We have an episode of Channel Zero. And technically, like 4 episodes of Altered Carbon, if you want to count those, and I don't know if we do.
Yeah, we usually don't.
And we only had 2 new DC shows this week, neither of which I have watched yet. I'll be watching them before we record TV from the Multiverse.
I haven't seen either of them yet either.
So they can't count either. Which means...
Honestly, Channel Zero kind of wins by default. I mean, it was a good episode, don't get me wrong.
It does, yeah. No, I kind of agree.
On a good week, it wouldn't be near the top of this is the best.
Yeah.
But this week, I think it's easily the best of the few things that we watched.
It gets to, ride high most of its run this season because there's not a whole lot on weekly that can actually fight with it.
No, not till April, where it comes out in full force.
Yeah, April's where all our heavy hitters start hitting. We actually have a relatively quiet time, although we have some binge shows to make up for the lack of weekly shows.
Yes.
Give or take. But yeah, Channel Zero's and we mentioned obviously Star Trek Discovery finale, the review of that went up this week. And of course, we are almost done with Altered Carbon Season 1. We should have been done by now. Things got delayed here or there, though. So we have one episode left. The finale will be up sometime. Probably
next day or two at the worst.
By the end of the weekend, I imagine. I think we'll be squeezing that in. Along with the next TV from the multiverse.
Should be.
I think that's the plan. So yeah, Altered Carbon's almost done, so the finale that'll be coming soon. As far as what's coming up next week, we have The Tick returning on Amazon on Friday, so you can expect reviews of that starting up on Friday. 7 Seconds, another Netflix original show, is starting on Friday. We do plan on trying that. There's a good chance, though, the pilot review will not happen until, I believe, Sunday or Monday. We're looking at that. The reason for that is because they're also putting out an original film on Friday, which we want to review from Duncan Jones. So we're giving that priority, but we will check out 7 Seconds a few days later when we have time. So
unfortunately, there's only so many hours in the day, and the movie takes priority this time.
Because we both really like the director, so there's no way in hell we're putting that off to do a random show that may be good, sure, but we have no reason to.
We have no stakes in this show.
Yeah, so we'll be checking that out maybe on the Monday. And we'll have a review of the pilot at the very least, and obviously from there we'll decide if we want to do the rest of it. But hey, The Tick will definitely be continued though, because The Tick we know we like, because that's the second half of a season.
Yeah, that's happening.
The first half of the season was very good. I liked it a lot.
It was, and I'm getting more Danger Boat. So
Danger Boat! I forgot about Danger Boat.
Shame on you.
Danger Boat, yes. And all this shameless Alexa advertising that was going on.
Yeah. I was gonna say it then, and then I realised my tablet, which is Amazon, is right next to me. I don't want it going off.
And also a villainess who's got a lint problem.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Oh, that's great. But yeah, so that's the show. That's been a fairly short TV news. We were trying to make the movie news shorter, and we kind of succeeded by a little bit, but it was still silly long. And then this is like, no, this is like under. This is like, what, 45 minutes by the time I do the outro? Yeah,
something like that.
Done. Excellent. Easy. Alright, so that has been Almost Cancelled TV news for this week. Let us know what you thought of any of the news items in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all the rest of it gets on Twitter at mailed_fuzz. If you want to support the channel, head over to patreon.com/mailfuzztv, and you can do that over there. But otherwise, that is us. So thank you once again for watching or listening. We always appreciate it. Keep watching TV, guys. Have you got any vanilla?